Hey, what's going on, guys? I want to make a video talking a little bit about the comments and the response on the CRKT Knife giveaway. Obviously, some people didn't like it, and I want to talk about it a little bit. But before I start the video, you'll notice that the quality is very funky. It is simply because my Logitech webcam is not working. If I put my hand over here and kind of block the light, it gets brighter or darker, but ultimately, it just doesn't work right. You don't need to see anything in this video, you just need to hear me anyway. So at this point, you don't have to stare at the screen, you just kind of listen. I want to address some of the feedback I got from this contest, right? First of all, let me go up to the top here. Right now, there's a little over 7,000 views. Okay, so about 7,000 people saw it so far. 355 people thumbs it up, and 51 people gave it a thumbs down. Now, when you click on a video, at least in our community, let's just say, 51 thumbs downs is technically a bad thing. I guess when people see that, they go, oh, there must be something wrong. There was at least 50 or so people who didn't like it. I wonder why. First of all, it's not really a bad thing, or 51 people didn't like it. That's a small portion of the viewership who are dissatisfied with the video, let's just say. But
there was a lot of negative comments, basically about how I came up with this contest and what you have to do to win the contest. And I want to address that. Now, let me tell you right now, the easy thing to do, the very easy thing to do would simply to disable the commenting so you guys can't see how many thumbs up and thumbs downs there are. I can very easily go through the comments and delete the ones I don't like. I can ban the people from the channel that say things I don't like. But I'm not going to do that. That's the easy thing to do. What I want to do, okay, is I want to understand why these people are upset. I want to understand their viewpoint, and I want to, for the most part, explain my viewpoint. So maybe they understand it better, because there's always a chance that there's some kind of miscommunication, and they just didn't get it. Some people don't watch the whole video. I kind of want to explain why I did what I did. Now, as I said, this is the minority of people who I'm addressing. So most people who are watching this video understand exactly what I did and why I did it, and they have no problem with that. They understand my perspective. But I want to better explain it for these very few people. Like it's very easy just to think these are jerks, or they're selfish people, or they're stupid. I don't feel that way. I don't think that way. Okay. Immediately, I might want to say, hey, you know what? Screw them. They don't get it. They don't have to enter my free contest to win something cool. Screw them. But that's not me. Deep down, I don't want to say screw them. I want to explain to them why I feel perhaps they're wrong about their assessment of my, rules, and why I think that this is more than a good idea. But ultimately, in the end, I want your feedback, whether you like the contest or you don't like the contest. After I explain myself, if you please watch the whole video, let me know in the comments if you have a better idea, because I want to give you guys an understanding into my mind and what I was thinking when I made this contest, okay? Before I do any of that, let me just read and address some of these comments. A lot of people had really nice things to say, too. It's not all negative. Let's see. I'm just reading from the top down, so it's kind of random, but Fringe Sniper wrote, awesome knife, love the serrations. Very cool, very positive comment. Ross Bircham wrote, Jeff has a point, though. This is going to mean a whole lot more to someone who specifically collects CRKTs, so I ain't mad. All right, so he publicly is announcing his thought of, you know what, I get it. Totally acceptable, totally, awesome that he at least wrote that, so maybe someone else can understand it better. Let me scroll down a little bit more. Let me read something that was negative. All right. Dubcity 280 wrote, plus look down the comment page, 188 comments, and 2 people say they have one CRKT knife. Jeff, you're a damn tool. You owe your viewers an apology for making them feel like a bunch of losers because they don't have a collection of a certain knife. You should be ashamed of yourself. And there's 6 thumbs ups to that. Okay, 6 people agreed with that comment. So let me break this comment down a little bit. First of all, he's saying there's 188 comments, and out of all those comments, only 2 people say they have a CRKT knife. So in his mind, he thinks, you know what, this is stupid. No one has CRKT knives. Obviously, he's wrong. The comment section on the video is not a good representation of the viewer's opinions. All right, let me repeat that. The comment section on any YouTube video is not a good representation of the viewer's opinions. There's over 7,000 views on this. How many comments are there? Look at the ratio there. There's a lot of people who watched that did not voice their opinion, whether they liked it or didn't like it.
The thumbs up and thumbs down can sometimes represent that. In this case, look at it again. A couple hundred that liked it, 51 that didn't like it, right? At least at the time of this video. So you can't always go by what the comments say. First of all, I will have everyone know that there are lots and lots of people, dozens and dozens of people who entered into this contest. All right, and a lot of those people had one or more CRKT knives. So that's a false assessment of what's going on here. All right, next part of it. Jeff, you're a damn tool, and you owe your viewers an apology for making them feel like a bunch of losers because they don't have a collection of a certain type of knife. Obviously, that's not the intent here whatsoever. That's the very last thing I would ever do, is try to make someone feel bad because they don't have something. It's completely off topic, but a lot of people think I have tons of money because I review lots of stuff. I don't. I do my damnedest to try to get things for you guys to see that I can actually review and use and talk about. All right, I can't afford everything you see on camera. All right, so let me just get that out there. All right, so I'm right in that boat with everyone else that likes stuff and looks at videos, and I love that, I love this, and just can't buy it. I'm right there with you. All right, so don't feel bad. Don't feel like a loser, because you're not a loser just because you don't have a huge knife collection. All right, I don't either. Most of the stuff you see is on loan or things I traded for. Everything that I have that I like will be traded or sold either to pay bills or to get new stuff to review to keep people entertained. That's what I do. That's my hobby. That's what I enjoy doing. All right, so don't feel like a loser. That's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm very sorry if you felt that way specifically. That was not the intent, of course. I don't know if I should read more or just explain what else I was thinking. You guys get the gist of it. Let me just explain to the people who didn't like the video. Let me explain it in detail one last time as to why I did this, okay? And ultimately, what I want you to do, if you didn't like the video, if you don't like the contest, I want you to give me suggestions, because I'm here to listen to you. All right, I make these videos for you guys, and if you're not going to like them, then tell me what you do like, and I will do that for you, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to make videos for everyone. Obviously, if no one's watching your videos or no one cares about them, you're going to stop making them, It's not for me. I do this stuff whether I have a camera on or not. So I would love very good suggestions for contests, because honestly, I'm out of ideas for things that people don't think are fair. Now, my idea behind this, and this is from the beginning, I get this awesome knife, okay? By the way, if you're wondering, this knife came from CRKT. So huge thank you to everyone over at CRKT. They understand that there's a lot of people on this channel who watch knife stuff. They understand that there's a lot of CRKT fans. They gave this to me, and I wanted to give it away to you guys, okay? They allowed me to have this knife to give to you guys, all right? So huge thank you for them, okay? That's first of all. Second of all, I get this knife, I think, oh my God, this is awesome, this is exciting, I can't believe it, this is great, I'm going to give this away, and someone's really going to love it. Immediately, what pops in my head is, how am I going to give this away, right? Because I have such a diverse channel, because some people subscribe for knives, some people subscribe for wildlife videos, some people subscribe for hot sauce videos, some people subscribe for gun videos, some people subscribe for storytime videos, some people subscribe for pipe tobacco reviews, some people subscribe, the list goes on and on and on and on. So it's safe to say that there's a lot of people who love and watch the channel, but really can care less about knives. So if I do some kind of a random giveaway, there's still a fairly large chance that someone's going to win the knife that really doesn't care about the knife that much, or just doesn't appreciate it as someone else might. Now, in the back of your mind, you might think, you know what, well, that's just the luck of random contests, People win random things all the time. Sometimes they like it, sometimes they appreciate it, sometimes they don't. But how I'm viewing this as a person who does love knives and has a passion for knives is, it would be a damn shame if just some guy or some kid randomly won this because they posted a comment or something, and you know what, it gets thrown in a drawer, or the tip gets snapped off because they try to pry a paint can open or something. They say a little scribble on the blade. They have no connection whatsoever of who signed that, why they signed it, what that means. There's just no appreciation of this knife whatsoever. That is a fear of mine, because the people of CRKT went out of their way to get this knife to me. I went out of my way to be able to give it away. So that's a legitimate fear for me that someone's going to get this and not care. I want nothing more than to send this knife to someone and to just totally brighten their day. I want it to make their day, their week, their year, the whole thing. I want them to love it. Now, with that being said, someone else commented that there'd be hundreds of people who don't own CRKT knives that would love this knife. And you know what? I completely agree. Completely agree. And there's a lot of people out there who would love this knife that can't afford to buy this knife. And I would love to give those people a chance to win. But I need your help. I need you to tell me how that's possible. How can I run a contest and only let people come into the contest who are going to appreciate this knife? How? How do I do that? Now, some people got upset and wanted this to be a random thing, so it would increase, basically they would have a chance to win, but at the cost of having this knife go to someone randomly who doesn't care. To me, that's selfish. There's no way around it. That it's just selfish. They want a chance to win. They want an equal chance to win, even though, you know, I don't know, maybe they like knives, maybe they don't. But they want a chance to win, and with that, if I gave them a chance to win, brings the very, very possible chance that this knife will go to someone who just doesn't care. And I think that's an injustice to the people at CRKT, and it's an injustice to everyone who's trying to enter this contest who legitimately wants to win this knife. So, I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. Could I be wrong? Of course, I could be wrong. So criticize me. Give me, good quality criticisms. But more than anything, please give me suggestions. Give me a suggestion as to how I can give this knife away. Now, I plan to really just keep the contest as it is right now. But you know what? I'll tell you what. I have another CRKT knife. All right? I have another CRKT knife, brand new in the box. I will give that one away in the very near future sometime. But I need your help. I need you to tell me exactly how I'm supposed to give that knife away and ensure someone who likes knives is going to get it. But I have to exclude someone who doesn't like knives without knowing anything about that person. So you give me suggestions. You give me ideas. There's a lot of smart people out there watching. A lot of people are way smarter than me. Maybe it's just something I haven't thought of, something that's just a sure thing. But in my mind, this is the easiest way for me to ensure for a fact that someone is going to appreciate this knife. If you have 15 or 20 or 50 CRKTs in your collection, you like CRKT knives. I know for a fact that by setting these rules up, that someone who wins that knife will appreciate that knife. That's why I did that. Did I exclude people by doing that? Yes. I didn't exclude good people on purpose. That's my point. And if I made a mistake, then I made a mistake. Help me out. Instead of criticizing me negatively without any, suggestions, please try to think of a better idea. That's all. Think of a better idea than I have, and I'd love to hear it. I will give away another CRKT knife, but I need your guys' help. I need you to let me know how I can give that away, and make sure that someone who gets it likes knives even, They don't have to be a CRKT fan. I'd love to be able to give a knife away to someone who can't afford it. But I need your help in figuring out how to do that properly. So bring on the suggestions in the comments. It is very much appreciated. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'm not going to apologize to the people who didn't like the rules on this. In this case, I think those people are wrong. But I wanted to give you the benefit of doubt and perhaps think that you didn't understand quite where I was coming from on this. So I'm sorry for the miscommunication and or the point that I had in my mind as to why I wanted to do this. Some people missed that point, and I hope this video better explains that for those people, and I hope they understand where I'm coming from, and they understand the sincerity and the reason why I want to give this away to someone who has a collection. That is the reason. It's not to exclude people who don't have money. It's not to exclude people who don't have knife collections, and certainly not to exclude people who would appreciate this knife. So that's it. I think I made all the points that I wanted to make in this video. Sorry, for the quality. I know it sucks. It's weird. Just the black blob or something. It looks like I'm trying to, hide my identity or something. Of course, I'm not. It just sucks that the webcam happened to break at this point. I got to go get another one now. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. There'll be another giveaway. You guys let me know in comments how you think I should do that. That's going to be fair to everyone, because every single person that complained about this said it was not going to be fair. You tell me how I can fairly do that with the diversity I have on my channel. Give me a system that will work, and I will use it, and I will give away another CRKT knife. So that's it. Once again, thank you very much for your time, because time is valuable, and you just gave me a few minutes of your time to listen to me ramble. So that is always appreciated, trust me. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Take care.